and principal of Jawaharlal Nehru Homeopathic Medical College. Dear all, the previous situation of COVID-19 has made the entire world digital. The vibrant world of Parul University always accept all these challenges, and in this situation also we stood in front and adopt this digitalization since beginning of the lockdown. Probably we are the first who have conducted our university exam at Faculty of Homeopathy with digital mode. Though we are the youngest university, started from academic session 2015, we stood in 25th to 50th rank at ARIAA, that is Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovations Achievements. This is all due to far vision of our dynamic President Dr. Devanshu Patel and various notable officials. The spirit of moving ahead is also contributed by Dr. Komal Patel Madam. She is Director of Paramedical Institutes of Parul University. At Parul University, there are 16 diverse faculties and all are regularly arranging the webinars by the distinguished personality of the respective fields. The Faculty of Homeopathy is equally active in this drive. I am glad to share that till today, we could organize 9 successful webinars and now coming to you with the 10th one. There are 4 homeopathic constituent colleges of Parul University, Jawaharlal Nehru Homeopathic Medical College and Parul Institute of Homeopathy and Research are located at Vadodara, Ahmedabad Homeopathic Medical College at Ahmedabad and Rajkot Homeopathic Medical College at Rajkot. Without wasting the time, let me introduce one of the team member of our unit, Dr. B.P. Panda sir, to introduce the esteemed speaker of today's session, Dr. S.K. Misra sir. Dr. Panda sir is a principal of Parul Institute of Homeopathy and Research. He is a professor in Department of Organon of Medicine, member of Board of Study at Parul University and ex-member of Board of Study at Saurashtra University, Rajkot. He is a member of NAC Peer Review Committee. I am handing to Dr. B.P. Panda sir to introduce today's speaker. Over to Panda sir.
Thank you, Professor. In Faculty of Homeopathy, Parul University, for giving me opportunity to introduce our speaker of today's webinar. I extend my regards to other co-host Dr. Hina Raul Madam, Chairman Board of Study Member, Parul University, Principal Ahmedabad Homeopathy Medical College, and Dr. Hitat Mehta sir, Principal RHMC Rajkot Homeopathy Medical College. I feel pleasure and proud to introduce in brief about our speaker, Dr. S.K. Misra sir. Dr. S.K. Misra sir is currently Associate Professor at Nehru Homeopathy Medical College, Government of Delhi, in the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology. He is also Project Guide in Lifestyle Disorder. He has vast experience of 15 years in homeopathic practice. He wrote many articles on medical ethics as well as case studies. He was also honorary member of the Committee for Clinical Establishment at Draft, appointed by Board of Homeopathic System of Medicine, Delhi. He has been appointed as examiner and evaluator in various reputed universities in last 15 years. He delivered many lectures on various topics, on various social platforms like Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Homeopathic 360, webinar organized by Homeopathic Medical Association India, Bihar unit recently. He is also one of the panelists in EPSC. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us to share your views on therapeutic intervention in lifestyle disorders like DM, diabetes mellitus, and ST hypothyroidism by homeopathy. I am very much thankful to my management for giving our faculty this opportunity. Now, I would like to request our honorable speaker to start sharing his knowledge and give us opportunity to listen regarding the lifestyle disorders like diabetes mellitus and hypothyroidism.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your kind words, and thanks again. And I am meeting just many legends here like Dr. Purav, Dr. Hina, and you, sir. They are all legends in their fields, and it's my privilege to join this webinar because I am somewhere attached with this Parul University also, because I am from NHMC and you are from JNHMC. So only there is the difference of J. So just I am conveying my all regards to my friends and teachers who are teaching in the JNHMC also. And now without wasting any time, I am just starting my topic because it's a little bigger, so I have to conclude it within an hour. So let me start this topic. Okay, please, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me start. My topic is therapeutic intervention in lifestyle disorders like diabetes and hypertension by homeopathy. So about lifestyle disorder, I will just give a brief idea what we are doing in our medical college, because we are running our project since long 15 or 20 years. So I have to just give a brief idea. Like the lifestyle disorder project is under the Delhi Homeopathic Anusandhan Parishad, which is also known as DHAP, under the Directorate of Ayush, Government of NCT of Delhi. And on every Monday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., we see mostly patients of diabetes mellitus and hypertension, as well as we are seeing patients of hypothyroidism also and obesity also. But in this topic, I have not included those topics. So I will talk only about the diabetes and hypertension. It consists of one project guide and 7 to 8 interns for smooth functioning of this project. Plan of treatment decided by the team depending upon the seriousness of the case. Every intern take proper case according to our protocol, then evaluate and repertorize the case under the supervision of project guide. Then selected remedy after proper discussion is given to the patient, and case is allotted to the particular intern for the further follow-ups. Now, if I will share some brief data about of this session 1920. So there are 520 new cases in Nehru Homeopathic Medical College. Out of them, 249 female and 271 male. And again, if we can bifurcate these into three types, like diabetes alone, 286 patients were there, and hypertension, 192 patients were there. And for diabetes and hypertension, the patients who are both diabetes and hypertension, they were 42. Again, we have divided into different category of like gender wise. So I will go to the next slide. Now the improvement index, you can see out of 520, 270 patients responded very well. So our marked improvement data is more than 50%, and moderate is between 25 to 50%, and mild is about 25%. So these are the different data, like 270 marked, 145 and 125 respectively, moderate and mild. Now because the follow-up cases are also there, so 250 follow-up cases we have already studied, about 165 of diabetes and 85 of the hypertension. They are of different age groups also, so these are classified under this age groups also. Now if we can classify these, 49% alone cases are of diabetes mellitus, and 24% cases of diabetes and hypertension both, and 27% cases are of hypertension in our OPD. Now I will not take a time to read this table, just giving a brief idea about this results in hypertension and diabetes by the homeopathic medicines. So overall performance in 2019-20 in NHMC OPD under LSD project, I am discussing because I want to give you practical knowledge. So I do not want to go into more academic and more this medicine and practice of medicine side. So I will give you some practical knowledge and tips in this lecture. So out of 770 cases, which is we have already seen 520 and 250 of DM and HTN, those who are treated in special OPD, 392 showed marked improvement, 238 showed moderate, and 140 patients showed mild improvement in session 2019-20. So as we all know, in India, the cases of diabetes and hypertension are increasing day by day. As a beginner, sometimes we confuse in our initial practice when we see these patients at our clinic or OPD, because this webinar is also for those who will just start a practice and who are doing just one, they are budding homeopaths, they are doing practice from last 1 or 2 years, so they may confuse. So this webinar may clear their concept. So you must keep some questions in your mind when patient approaches you for the treatment. So first, For any disease, if patient is approaching to you, you always remember the limitation of homeopathy. So, is it under the purview of homeopathy or not? So, if patient of diabetes or hypertension is coming to a clinic or in OPD, always think, is it under the purview of homeopathy or not? It's applicable in those cases where the parameters are quite challenging towards irreversible changes. So, we have to be very critical about ourselves, very transparent about ourselves. If the answer is no, then you can refer it to our sister systems of medicines. But if answer is yes, then the second question must be in your mind, the plan of treatment. Which one is curative or palliative? We all know this, we have studied earlier in our medical colleges also. So curative, the patient is giving full totality onset within 3 to 4 months, parameters are slightly high, and patient is not taking any other medicine or maybe first timer at your clinic or OPD. Now palliative, the disease is chronic and one-sided in nature, irreversible changes due to complications, parameters are very high, and patient is dependent on the other medications also. So this is the category. Now for curative cases, as we all studied and we all practice this, proper case taking along with the all mental and physical journals particulars, one can do evaluation and repertorization of the case, one can prescribe medicine after differentiation from the Code of Materia Medica based on our standard practice in general, which need not to be explained here as our learned audience is well versed. So palliative plan, when the parameters are very high and the case is complicated, then there are some medicines which may be used in cases along with the other system of medicine. You cannot withdraw all medicines suddenly, as there may be chances of shooting up all the parameters and appearance of withdrawal symptoms of medicines. So there are medicines given in our textbooks with indications which you can use it in your practice. I just used 3 textbooks here, A for Allen, B for Boric, and C for Clark. So I have given abbreviation in ABC also. So here I am elaborating my 15-year clinical experience from the project Lifestyle Disorder at NHMC. So I will not discuss much practice of medicine here. I will discuss rather than therapeutic tips or Materia Medica portion. So just and repertory portion also. But just I am giving just brief about this. So etymology. The word diabetes comes from Latin diabetes, which in turn comes from ancient Greek, which literally means a passer through. The word mellitus comes from the classical Latin word mellitus, meaning melite, means sweetened with honey sweet. Now, history of diabetes. Diabetes is one of the first diseases described with an Egyptian manuscript from 1500 BCE mentioning 2 great emptying of the urine. The first described cases are believed to be type 1 diabetes. Indian physician Sushruta around the same time identified the disease and classified it as Madhumeha. Madhumeha means honey urine. Is a disease which the rich principally suffer from and is brought on by their overindulgence in rice, flour, and sugar. So definition: diabetes mellitus describes a group of metabolic diseases in which the person has high blood glucose, either because insulin production is to insulin or both. Patient with high blood sugar will typically experience polyuria, then they will become increasingly thirsty, polydipsia, and hungry like polyphagia. So epidemiological aspect of awareness of diabetes in India, according to Diabetic Atlas published by the International Diabetes Federation, there were an estimated 40 million persons with diabetes in India in 2007, and this number is predicted to rise to almost 70 million people by 2025. And the countries with the largest number of diabetic people will be India, China, and USA by 2030. Sorry, it is estimated that every 5th person with diabetes will be an Indian. WHO estimates that mortality from diabetes, heart disease, and stroke cost about $210 billion in India in year 2005. WHO estimates that diabetes, heart disease, and stroke together will cost about $333 billion over the next 10 years. So in India, it's an emerging threat, and 7.3 populations of the Indians having diabetes, and 10.3 are at the stage of pre-diabetic condition. So now if we can classify this, there are 2 types we already know: type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, where in type 1 beta cell destruction leads to absolute insulin deficiency, and type 2 may range from insulin resistance with relative insulin deficiency to a predominantly secretory defect with insulin resistance. Now other categories are gestational diabetes, genetic defects of beta cell in function, and the disease of exocrine pancreas, drugs chemical induced, which is also known as iatrogenic, infections and endocrinopathies. Now, if we can see the symptoms like type 1 diabetes, 10 to 15 cases are prevalent, but typically occur in people under the age of 30, but can occur at any age. Fast onset is there and obvious symptoms are there. Managed with insulin injections. Now, type 2, 85 to 90% of cases typically develops in an adult over 45, but increasingly occurring in younger age groups now. Slow onset is there. Blood glucose levels may be raised sometimes before symptoms appear. Managed with lifestyle modifications, then medications and or insulin. Now, the third category is gestational diabetes, which is in 5 to 10% of pregnant women, and tested at 24 to 28 week routine examination, managed with the lifestyle modifications and sometimes with insulin. So, if we talk about type 1 diabetes, this is form of diabetes result from cellular mediated autoimmune destruction of beta cells. Marker of immune destruction of beta cells include islets cells, autoantibodies to the insulin, and autoantibodies to the tyrosine phosphate. Also, the disease has strong HLA association with linkage to the DQA and DQB genes, and it is influenced by the DRB genes. Autoimmune destructions of beta cells is also related to environmental factors that are still poorly defined. These patients are also prone to other autoimmune disorders like Graves' disease, Addison's disease, myasthenia gravis, pernicious anemia, etc. And in type 2, which is ranging from insulin resistance with relatively insulin deficiency to predominantly an insulin secretory defect with insulin resistance. This form of diabetes accounts for 85 to 90% of those with diabetes previously known as non-insulin dependent diabetes. Most patients with this form of diabetes are usually obese, and obesity causes some degree of insulin resistance. The risk of developing this form of diabetes increases with age, obesity, and lack of physical activity. It is often associated with the strong genetic predisposition more so than in autoimmune form of type 1. Now, signs symptoms, we all aware about this, like polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia, weight loss, fatigue, generalized weakness, and in complications we receive nephropathy, neuropathy, and gangrene also. So without wasting any time on the practice of medicine, because I think you are all aware about this, I will come to the therapeutic portion soon. So in this presentation, as we all know, uncommon peculiar symptoms are to be noted in our organ of medicine also, and ma'am is also professor in organ of medicine. She is very learned. So we all know that in diabetes, this polydipsia or polythirst or polyuria is a prominent symptom. But on the contrary side, if we can see in materia medica also, there are some drugs where in case of diabetes, the patient has no appetite. So this is a kind of uncommon. If patient is thirstless, then it is uncommon. So we have to observe those symptoms also, and by the prescribing on those symptoms, we can get very good result. The presentation of symptoms of diabetes is different and common, which is highlighted in bold along with star mark depicting in my experience with medicine. So I will present. Then there is a star mark on the slide. References, as I told you earlier, Ellen, Boric, and Clark. So first one is a very good medicine, which is Abroma Augusta. As we can see, profuse urination day and night, frequent urination, dryness of mouth and great thirst, fishy odor of urine, slight sediment, diabetes mellitus, white ulcers in the mouth or prepuce caused by excessive passage of sugar in the urine, drowsiness, insomnia, prostration, and aversion to do any labor. So my experience is this: diabetes, if associated with rheumatism or menstrual disorder, you can give this Abroma Augusta for the therapeutic purpose, mostly in the tinctures, which is between 10 to 15 drops in a half cup of water after meal. The next one is the arsenic bromatum, where hepatic eruption, syphilitic excrescence, glandular tumors, indurations, carcinoma, locomotor ataxia, and obstinate intermittent and diabetes are all greatly influenced by the preparation. In diabetes, 3 drops 3 times a day in a glass of water. So I use this medicine very much, and it is written in Boric also to do not prescribe too much in the form of tinctures, and if you are prescribing, not more than 5 drops. So I will suggest my young fellows to refer Boric Materia Medica also for practice point of view, because it is very good and very great medicine Materia Medica for the clinical signs and symptoms purposes. So acne rosacea with the violent papules on the nose, I have given many times in my practice when I saw boil or pustular eruption with during diabetes mellitus. It has a miraculous result where sometimes IgM fails to relieve. So my point is that you have to take precaution. Don't give it in tinctures regularly, not more than 5 drops at a time. And I mostly use 30 potency thrice a day for a week, which is more safe. In my practice also, I use less tinctures because I think there are very less researches on the tinctures, and we have not taken any research to study the side effects of tinctures. So it's better because this is alcohol preparation, crude preparation. So better to avoid mostly giving the tinctures rather than you can give a potency also. But when the case is complicated or the severity is more, then you have to prescribe, but you can give it intermittently also. Now the next medicine, carbolic acid, acts primarily on the central nervous system. Appetite lost, here you can observe it there. Here appetite is no more. Desire for stimulants and tobacco, urine almost black, diabetes, irritable bladder in old men with frequent urination at night of probable prostatic nature. Loss of appetite is uncommon peculiar symptom in diabetes. Those who are eating honey or tobacco, appetite absent in old person, I prescribe it in 30 TDS for 1 week. I am describing here potency also because in some youngsters there's some problem of the posology also. So I have just given all of my experience here. Now Cephalendra indica, loss of appetite is also prominent in Cephalendra indica. Dryness of mouth with great thirst, profuse urination, weakness and exhaustion after urination, sugar in urine, diabetes mellitus, generally prescribed in tincture, 10 drops in half cup of water, twice after meal, gives good result. Burning all over like sulfur is peculiar symptom. When you can also say that in cases of peripheral neuropathy, patient feels burn. In cases of diabetes, so you can give the Cephalendra indica also. Now Chionanthus is a very good medicine, a very prominent liver remedy, gallstones, jaundice with arrest of menses, diabetes mellitus, no appetite, large amount of high specific gravity, frequent urination, bile and sugar in urine is very dark. The remedy is often serviced in many types of headaches, neurasthenic, periodical, sick, menstrual and bilious headaches. Now generally specific gravity of urine ranges from 1.001 to 1.035. It's high in cases of diabetes and low in cases of diabetes insipidus. So, and loss of renal function. When the diabetes may cause complication to renal nephropathy, then your specific gravity will become low. Now, the criteria also help us to select this medicine. This criteria will also help you to select medicine. When you are saying patient to come with the urine test and then you are seeing the specific gravity also, so no one easily observe this phenomena that we have to see the specific gravity also. So if you are seeing the specific gravity also and the sugar is also coming in urine, then you can prescribe these medicines. Other medicines are Cupramars, Gymnema sylvestra, Glycerinum, Strychnine, arsenic, Syzygium, picric acid. Those medicine I will discuss in the coming slides. Now in Boric Materia Medica, there are two medicines written, Boric repertory also. Impotency with diabetes. The only two medicines written, Coca and Moschus. So the mountaineer's remedy delights in solitude and obscurity, sense of right or wrong abolished. Useful in complaints such as palpitation, dyspnea, anxiety, insomnia, diabetes with impotency, nocturnal enuresis, longing for alcohol, liquors, and tobacco. Great satiety for a long time. No appetite, but for sweets. This is written in Boric. No appetite, but for sweets. भूख नहीं लगेगी लेकिन वो मिठाई मांगेगा. Now Moschus again a remedy for hysteria and nervous paroxysms, fainting fits and convulsions, catalepsy, desire for black coffee, stimulants, aversion to food, profuse urination, diabetes, impotency associated with diabetes. Use this medicine with diabetes with impotency in which there is violent sexual desire, but patient feels nausea and vomiting after caution. Slowly, due to fear of this symptom, patient gradually becomes impotent, especially in diabetes mellitus. So it is written in Boric also, if you will study this. So codinum, trembling of whole body, involuntary twitching of muscles of arms and lower limbs, itching with feeling of warmth, numbness and pricking. Diabetes, great thirst with desire for bitter substance. I used it when patient speaks that I am fond of eating neem leaves, bitter gourd और करेला, ये मैं खाता हूँ, ये मेरे को बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, कड़वी चीजें बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं. then we can prescribe this medicine. Now, Cupra-Mars, diabetes, urine of high specific gravity, increased acetones and renal insufficiency, uremia, garlicky odor. तो यूरेमिया की कंडीशन कब होती है? When diabetes reaches to its complication and it may create diabetic nephropathy. So Cupra-Mars is one of the very good medicine for chronic renal failure cases also, where you are observing the urea creatinine is going to high, and patient is suffering from diabetes mellitus. So I generally prescribe in cases of diabetic nephropathy where uremia is there. Now curare, so in curare, glycosuria with motor paralysis, diabetes mellitus, fourth dilution is recommended by Dr. Barkhard, and threatened paralysis of respiration on falling asleep, debility of aged, and from loss of fluids. Patient feel numbness, especially in soles, because of long continued hyperglycemia leads to peripheral neuropathy. Now, another very popular medicine, Gymnema sylvestra, sugar killer, also known as sugar killer, profuse urination loaded with sugar, color, white, quantity, copious, specific gravity high, burning all over the body, diabetic carbuncle, great thirst, weakness of sexual power. Why it is known as sugar killer? Clark explained this in his book. Immediately after chewing them, the sense of taste of sugar was lost. I use this remedy in cases where patient has more desire to eat sugar and sweets having diabetes mellitus. The longing for sweets and sugar diminishes gradually, as I seen in my practice many times. So glycerinum is also a medicine. It has a great use in marasmus, debility, mental and physical diabetes, etc. That it disturbs nutrition in its primary action, profuse and frequent urination, increase specific gravity and sugar in diabetes cases of diabetes. Diabetes with Restox-like symptoms along with polyuria and weakness. This is indicated in a book of known as Just You See, written by the Dr. Sunirmal Sarkar. Is a very famous book, and it's for therapeutic indications. So it is written in that book, and I just practiced by this medicine. So I got very good result from this glycerinum. Now Helonias indica, Dioca. Helonias dioica, diabetes, first stages, urine profuse, clear saccharine, lips dry, stick together, great thirst, restlessness, emaciation, irritable, and melancholy. Now urine albuminous, phosphatic, profuse and clear. It is written in boric also. A case with uterine prolapse and backache along with diabetes, very well treated by this remedy. We all know Helonias is also used for the PID also, in cases of pelvic area also. Now insulin in the treatment of diabetes, restoring the lost ability to oxidize carbohydrate and again storing glycogen in the liver. In acne, carbuncle erythema with itching eczema. In gout, transitory glaucosuria when skin manifestations are present, give 3 times a day after eating. You can also use it 30 potency on IDDM patients where some complication develops after insulin therapy. Now iris versicolor is also a good medicine, like in thyroid disorder, pancreas, salivary intestinal glands, gastrointestinal mucous membranes are especially affected. Increases the flow of bile, sick headaches and cholera morbus goiter. And the very good feature is deficient appetite. When you will see burning in stomach, like acidity in diabetes cases, it acts beautifully if you will give it 30 potency for 3 to 4 days. So I generally prescribe in those cases where the patient is getting pantoprazole or rabiprazole. I taper those doses and start with iris versicolor or start with the acid sulf according to the indication of the patient. So you can use this medicine in case of migraine also. Now the next medicine is Floridazine. Floridazine, you will see in the reference of uranium nitricum. You will find this medicine in boric in the reference with the uranium nitricum. So it is a glycosidal principle obtained from the bark of the root of apple and other fruit trees, produce diabetes and fatty degeneration of the liver. This medicine has been used in old school practices as a remedy for intermittent fever. While being administered for this, it has produced glycosuria. This observation has led to its successful use by homeopaths in case of diabetes. It has showed a marked action on the emotional and sensorial faculties, a drowsy, depressed, apathetic state being produced. Doses successes with 3x and 6x have been reported in cases of chronic renal failure, where you can see urine sugar is high but blood sugar is normal. It is it acts in such well cases and a state of glycosuria without hyperglycemia. So fluoridazine basically is an alkaloid obtained from the bark of the root of apple. So that's why because apple is containing this alkaloid, so we are just giving patient to take apple in case of diabetes, because it will give a very good impact on the disease, controlling disease. Now picric acid, again disinclination for mental or physical work, appetite great in the evening, increased then lost for breakfast, aversion for food at noon, thirst is great with bitter taste, unquenchable for the cold water, dribbling, mixturation, urine is yellow of a milky olive hue with indication of sugar. Urine copious and pale, specific gravity increased, urine is hot when passed with burning pain in urethra, afterwards scanty. I use this medicine specifically when ailment from mental stress. It acts very beautifully in such cases. Like if patient is is in stress and he is diabetic, so if the diabetes is due to stress, this medicine acts very well. One more medicine which is given in our repertory is natrum sulph. That acts very well in these type of cases. Now in phosphoricum acidum, debility is very marked. We all know about acid phos or phosphoric acid. Mental debility first, later physical craves juicy things, symptoms following sour food and drinks, thirst for cold milk, urine frequent, profuse, watery, milky, and micturition preceded by anxiety and followed by burning. Frequent urination at night, phosphaturia. Again, it's a very good medicine in cases of weakness, mentally exhausted patients. I have seen thirst is absent, but desire for cold milk is prominent symptom. Now we all know about the rust ox, but the sisters of rust ox are 2 to 3 medicines. They are very useful in different cases. So I am giving just reference. So Rus aromaticus is one of them. Renal and urinary affections, especially diabetes, pale, albuminous, incontinence, severe pain at beginning or before urination, diabetes, large quantities of urine of low specific gravity. Thirst and appetite are sometimes ravenous and sometimes deficient. So it may alter. So I use in cases where renal function deteriorates after DM, polyuria, enuresis in senility, and despite Rus aromaticus also can be used in cases of rheumatic complaints in diabetes patients, whereas Rus glabella is very good medicine for GIT, and Rus venenata and Rus diversiloba are very good medicine for skin complaints. So I will discuss these things in another webinar, or I will give some another therapeutic indications on the rare specific medicines also. That maybe we will think about that later on. So today we will discuss this only, diabetes. Now Syzygium jambolinum, useful remedy in diabetes cases, causes marked degree in the diminution and disappearance of the sugar in the urine, prickly heat in the upper part of the body, small red pimples itching, itch violently, great thirst, weakness, emaciation, very large amount of urine, specific gravity high, diabetic ulceration, potency, mother tincture, or 2x or 3x. This medicine is too frequently used by the practitioners in the tinctures, but long continued use must be prohibited as it may cause violent skin eruptions. I preferably used it in 30 potency, frequently with no adverse effect. Now Sanicula is another medicine which is written in Clark also. Its instability of purpose, consistently changing his occupation, nervous irritability, restless desire to go from place to place, great longing for minerals, spring water, thirst for small quantity very often which is vomited as soon as it reaches in the stomach, splendid appetite, gets hungry before meal time, no appetite for breakfast. Frequent desire for urination with profuse discharge, comes suddenly with sensation that urine was at meatus, void large quantity of pale urine with low specific gravity, urgent cause to urinate if bladder would burst. As if bladder would burst. Get results in juvenile diabetes where the child demands food more. So I have given cases in the case of juvenile diabetes, Sanicula was prescribed by me. Now, as I stated earlier, acid sulfate is also very good medicine for the acidity. So mental excitability, melancholy, dejection, inclination to weep, anxious apprehension and mistrust, impatient and despondent, डॉक्टर साहब मैं क्या ठीक हो पाऊंगा, नहीं हो पाऊंगा, मुझे तो ये लगता है कि ठीक नहीं हो पाएगी, इस टाइप का पेशेंट अगर आपको ज़्यादा परेशान करता है, बोलता है, तो आप ये समझ लो कि डेस्पोंडेंट है. लॉस ऑफ एपेटाइट एंड ग्रेट debility, cold perspiration immediately after hot food, diabetes with lassitude, debility, despondency, diminished secretion of urine with burning sensation when urinating, urine watery and as if it is contained earth, pain in the bladder when you want to urinate is not immediately satisfied, emission of urine at night, numbness and torpor of legs. Great in cases of acidity in diabetes mellitus patients. As I discussed in Iris V also, this medicine is also very useful. Even in general also it can be used in hyperacidity patients where patients is taking any antacid for the longer duration. Uranium nitricum causes glycosuria and increased urine, is known to produce nephritis, diabetes, degeneration of liver, high blood pressure and dropsy. Great emaciation, debility and tendency to ascites and general dropsy, excessive thirst, ravenous appetite and copious urine, diuresis, incontinence of urine and diabetes. Great medicine for the chronic diabetes mellitus patients having enuresis, impotency with nocturnal enuresis and incontinence of urine. So I want to show you some rubrics which are very useful when you will repertorize the case of diabetes. Like I picked from 2 to 3 repertories which we are using in our OPD also. The one is Murphy repertory, where you can see constitutions, V constitution, diabetes blackness tissues, external part, diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus, edema, emaciation, retinitis, diabetes joint taking pain like retania, urine copious diabetes with urine sugar in, sleep insomnia, sleeplessness in diabetes, pulse weak. There are so many rubrics and sub-rubrics they are there where you can use it frequently. Now rubrics from Fartex repertory also. So ankle swelling in diabetes, mellitus, gangrene diabetic, impotency, itching in diabetes. Likewise, so many rubrics are there that can be used. Repertory of the hearings guiding symptoms of our Materia Medica by Kelvin B. Nar. So in Nar repertory, one of the colleague had given last week a very good lecture on Nar repertory, and I previously used this repertory also. The uniqueness and quality of this repertory that it will give you mental symptom with disease wise. Means if a diabetes patient is suffering from anxiety, the medicine would be different. If hypertension patient will suffer from anxiety, the medicine will be different. So the Nar repertory is giving mental symptoms, those giving mind also, but it is giving the analogy with the disease as well as mental symptoms. So it's very good repertory using for this purpose. So like mind and disposition anxiety in diabetes makes diabetes worse. If patient is thinking and diabetes is going worse, then Codinum is a very good medicine for this. Likewise, mind and disposition dullness in diabetes, Helonias, opium. So I'm not just reading this because we have very less time. So just I'm giving you some idea like mind and disposition, fear and diabetes. So you can easily observe these rubrics in the patients and you can use accordingly. From Kant, we are well known. We mostly use Kant repertory. So these are the rubrics from the Kant repertory. Stomach appetite increased, extremity gangrene, generalities, obesity. Now diabetes associated with, there are some tips here. It is given in Boric repertory. You can easily find out it. Biochemic medicines also for diabetes, natrum meo, natrum sulf. Likewise, there are some myths also, like type 2 diabetes is not dangerous as type 1, but both conditions can cause life-threatening problems if not managed properly. And in cases where all people with type 2 diabetes are obese, it is possible to develop type 2 diabetes and or not be overweight. About 20% of people with type 2 diabetes are in the normal weight range. So you cannot say that the thin person cannot be suffering from diabetes. Now the sir, we have time, or we can extend our time, or we have to conclude.
Sir, we have got time yet.
We
Almost
have-
25 minutes. 25 minutes, sir, we have got still.
We have more 25 minutes, no?
Yes, yes, sir.
So I will finish this. Thank you. Now hypertension. So hypertension means high blood pressure. Blood pressure is defined as the force of blood pushing against the wall of arteries as it flows through them. When the heart pumps blood through the arteries, the blood puts pressure on the artery walls. This is known as blood pressure. So I don't think I need to discuss this with you. You all know, and we have all studied in these various books in Harrison, Davidson. So I will not go deep in this hypertension part. Just I will give you some idea about the therapeutic part of this hypertension. So Oramet is very good medicine. Hopeless, despondent, and great desire to commit suicide. Zina, sexual hyperesthesia, arteriosclerosis, high blood pressure, nightly paroxysms of pain behind sternum, sclerosis of liver, arterial system, brain, pinning voice, low spirited, lifeless, weak memory, violent pain in head, words at night, outward pressure, sensation as if the heart stopped beating for 2 or 3 seconds, immediately followed by tumultuous rebound with sinking at the epigastrium, pulse rapid, feeble, irregular, high blood pressure, valvular lesions of arteriosclerotic nature. I prescribe Aurum 30. So in cases where you can find, just you have to see in cases of hypertension, systole, diastole, and the pulse. So if it is written that in some medicine, pulse rapid, pulse slow, pulse variable, so we have to think about this. We have to observe that phenomena. We just remember the medicine and we just write it in our Materia Medica answer sheet. But we do not realize that these things are very important, which is given in Boric Materia Medica, like pulse rapid, feeble, irregular, what it means. If you will study the medicine, you can easily understand by the clinical methods portions, by getting idea about the pulse, different types of pulse. Allium sativa acts best on non-vegetarian who consume too much meat. In the mental sphere, there is anxiety and impatience, fear he won't recover, that he won't able to bear any medicine, fear of being poisoned. There is headache which occurs in connection with digestive troubles and also with menstruation. Heavy headache and hardly open eyes with onset of menses, vertigo on looking steadily at anything for a long time. Can also be given in cases of hypercholesterolemia. So if you can see in your practice that cholesterol is rising, or you can see triglycerides are rising, HDL is less and LDL is more, you can give Allium sativa also. And the one medicine is also which is known as Glycyrrhizia glabella. So Glycyrrhizia glabella is proving of CCRH also. So you can give it in tincture also, and in cases of blood pressure which is caused due to the hypercholesterolemia. Now Baritamur. This remedy is useful in hypertension when there is great difference between the systole and diastole blood pressure. Systole 170, diastole 70, there may be difference of 100 also. So you can easily prescribe Baritamur. So there is high systolic and low diastolic blood pressure. I use it frequently in my OPD also in the 30 or 3x potency. Very effective in fresh cases of hypertension. So when you have observed that blood pressure is, systole is going 180, diastole is going 80 or 70, then you can easily prescribe this medicine. This is an indication of Baritamur. Now the another medicine is Bohirevia diffusa. Asthma, very high blood pressure, dropsy, jaundice, gonorrhea, heart troubles, terrible bursting, right-sided headache, better by cold application. So it occurs with a headache, accompanied by headache, by cold application, frequent palpitation and intermittent throbbing pain in cardiac region. Coffea cruda is one of the great medicine, great nervous agitation and restlessness, neuralgia in various parts, intolerance of pain driving to despair, bad effects of sudden emotions. Sorry. Surprises, joy. We have all studied this medicine from mental point of view, mental symptom point of view. Tight pain, worse from noise, smell, narcotics. Seems as if brain were torn into pieces, as if nail were driven in head. Sensitive hearing. Criticus is very good medicine for this. blood pressure, and safe medicine. It is safe than the Rauwolfia serpentina. Produces giddiness, lowered pulse, air hunger, and reduction in blood pressure. Acts on muscle of heart and is a heart tonic. Great anasarca, arteriosclerosis, high arterial tension, said to have a solvent power upon crustaceous and calcareous deposits in arteries, pain in the region of the heart and under the left clavicle. So we have very cases of documented. We have documented cases of this medicine. So we will discuss it in any other seminar or webinar. So Critigas is a very good medicine. I have many cases where I got result from the Critigas. Now Digitalis comes into play in all diseases where the heart is primarily involved, where the pulse is weak, irregular, intermittent, abnormally slow. Well-known symptomatic triology: arterial hypertension, oliguria, and edema. If these three things is coexisting, you can give Digitalis. Vertigo when walking and on rising in cardiac and hepatic affections. Vertigo when walking and rising in cardiac and hepatic affections, sharp shooting frontal pain extending to nose after drinking cold water or eating ice cream. Sudden sensation as if heart stood still, pulse weak and quickened by the least movement. It stimulates the heart's muscles and increases force of diastole. Now Glonan. Glonan is a very good acute remedy. Great lassitude, no inclination to work, effect of sunstroke, heat on head, as in typesetters and workers under the gas and electric light. Head heavy but cannot lay it on pillow. Better from uncovering head. Cannot bear any heat or on head. Throbbing headache. Head feels enormously large, as if skull were too small for brain. And angiospastic neuralgia of the head and face. Shock in head, synchronous with pulse, and threatened apoplexy, meningitis, fluttering, palpitation with dyspnea. So initially in 30 potency, followed by the 200 later on. Very good result in cases of headache with, or it is also used in case of migraine also. Now Prunus spinosa, indicated for hypertension with tachycardia, which is exacerbated with the slightest motion, dyspnea, feeling of oppression of chest and angina pectoris. Headache as if from sun, sensation as if sharp corner pressing against top of head, even very moderate motion, aggravates beat of the heart forcefully. Ineffectual effort to urinate, must face for a long time before urine appears. Now physostigma stimulates heart, raises blood pressure and increases peristalsis, causes contraction of the pupil and ciliary muscles, constant pain on top of head, vertigo with constrictive feeling of head. Pain over orbits, cannot bear to raise eyelids. Generally used when eye complaints is coexisting with the BP complaints. Now very famous remedicine, Rauwolfia serpentina, high blood pressure, irritative condition of central nervous system, insanity, violent maniacal symptoms, fever during purpurium, in high blood pressure without mark, atheromatous changes in vessels. This is generally prescribed by homeopathic medicines very casually, not recommended to use frequently, as it produces side effects like depression, impotency, and nasal congestion. There is a study in PubMed also, and you can see the website of ICMR also. They just concluded that this Rauwolfia serpentina may cause various side effects. So you can read those articles on the PubMed Central or Google Scholar website also. You will get an idea regarding that. Now serum angular or eel serum, it is a remedy and very efficacious in oliguria, anuria, albuminuria, and cardiac uremia. It is adapted to cases of hypertension, oliguria without edema, very efficacious in functional heart diseases. So we have studied in Digitalis the triology like hypertension, oliguria, and edema. Same triology is existing here, like hypertension, oliguria, but without edema. So with edema, if it is with edema, then you can think about the Digitalis, which is also sign of nephrotic syndrome also. And in case of without edema, it is eel serum. Now, a very good medicine which I use in practice is Spartium scoparium. This is the medicine when we are using in cases of malignant hypertension. So spartin sulfate increases the strength of heart, slows and reduces the blood pressure. The effect of spartin sulfate is to cause a lowering of systolic and diastolic pressure. It weakens the cardiac contraction. The total amount of urine is increased. Albuminuria, Chinese stroke respiration, nephritis, tobacco heart, angina pectoris. These are the famous area where we can use it. I also use this in cases of chronic renal failure due to hypertension. So you can, if you are observing patient is going to the higher side in high blood pressure, like 180, 100, 180, 120, so you can give this medicine with 5 to 10 drops, but don't use it in regularly. You just give it in regular intervals, like 2 to 3 days, then you stop, because you have to find out the kidney profile also. You have to check the kidney profile also. If creatinine is increasing, so you have to stop to use this medicine. So this is a very good medicine for the acute purpose or acute malignant hypertension. Now, if we can study the rubrics for hypertension, rubrics are from Kant. As you can see, mind, sadness, mental depression, cases of head pain, pressing morning, respiration difficult, circulatory system, arteries, atheroma of arteries, circulatory system, arteries, congestion of blood, circulatory system, arteries, rupture of artery. So many conditions are there. Circulatory system, heart pain, circulatory system, heart palpitation, heart syncope, fainting, and these things. Now, hypertension, as described in repertory, many authors have grouped remedies under the heading of related pathological process of arteriosclerosis, and these may be used in case of hypertension. Another related term that is described in Materia Medica and repertory is threatened apoplexy. The remedies grouped under this heading may also help you in high rise of BP, especially when symptoms of cerebral congestion are present. In recent times, repertories have separate rubrics for hypertension, like in Murphy repertory, blood hypertension, high blood pressure, complete repertory, generalities like hypertension. Under Phatak repertory, HTN, low diastolic, paratamure, and for sudden rise of BP is Coffea. In synthesis repertory 9.1 version, following medicines for the hypertension are discussed under the chapter generalities in the subrubric hypertension, like HTN, apoplexy, clonine and opium is medicine. Hypertension with diabetes, Secalcor is the medicine. Hypertension with albuminous urine, Viscum album is the medicine. Hypertension with headache, Lexocel, Liatia medicine. If morning, fumaric acid is medicine. Hypertension with hypertrophy of heart, Crataegus. Hypertension, kidney complaints, Cupramet, picric acid, Plumamet. Renal hypertension, Melilotus. Hypertension with dialysis, from dialysis, Aconite, Ferox, adrenaline, ale serum. Excessive hypertension, Toxoplasma. Hypertension after lung complaints, Natrum oxaligum, extra-aceticum. Hypertension due to disturbed nervous mechanism, Aurum muraticum, Natronatum. So these are small hints for those for the unique or rare cases. So myths and facts about hypertension, like I would know if I had high blood pressure or high cholesterol. No, you want a blood pressure or cholesterol test is the only way to know if you have high blood pressure or unhealthy cholesterol levels. They are silent killers and have no obvious associated symptoms. Now, another myth: high blood pressure is hereditary and cannot be prevented. High blood pressure can run in families, but lifestyle choices can definitely help people overcome from the same. Now, myths. Another myth is high blood pressure is more common in older patients, adults. Now, fact, more and more younger people are suffering from high blood pressure in related ailments. So, another myth is high blood pressure is not a serious condition. So, here high blood pressure could be possibly lead to damage to your heart, blood vessels, and other organ of the body. High blood pressure cannot be prevented with a healthy lifestyle, well-balanced diet. You can reduce the risk of your high blood pressure. Now, facts and figures it can say, it is very brief. 30% of women and men have high blood pressure. 30% of people with high blood pressure do not know that they have it because they are asymptomatic. Less than 30% individuals reach their target goals. 3 times more likely to develop heart disease. 5 times more likely to develop strokes who are suffering from hypertension. Twice as likely to die from these as people with a normal blood pressure. Now, this was my project. These are the interns of my project. And this is my memory with this JN Jawaharlal Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, Baroda, when I I was visited there and felt very privileged. And thank you very much. If you have any query, you can ask.
It was really a pleasure to us when you are with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, is there any queries from students or any person?
If any queries are there, can we pass on to the chat?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Or
No issue.
otherwise, I request Dr. Hina Madam to give the vote of thanks and conclude the session.
If there are any queries, you can type in the chat box. If any queries. Okay, thank you, Purav sir. And sir, it was a wonderful presentation. I would like to congratulate you and your team of interns and your institute who are conducting such needed workshops at your institute. And the initial results which you showed that 50% were marked improvement and around 30% were moderately improved and 15% or 18% were mild improvement. Now see, this is a very remarkable work which is being done by you, and it is not only for your institute but at large you are benefiting the entire fraternity of homeopathy. You are creating the trust in homeopathy. So this is, and that too for these lifestyle disorders which are very, very prevalent in the entire world right now. So I would congratulate sir you and your team for this marvelous work. Now, as you said in the very beginning, that which reminded me of Dr. Hahnemann's third aphorism: the physician has to perceive what is to be cured in a disease. Now, this is what you had mentioned, that some cases are curative, some are palliative. So, for the young homeopaths, it's very important that they have to decide that
Yes.
what is curative and palliative. So, in other words, which will become our limitation, which cases will become our limitation, and which can give a bad name to homeopathy also. So, this was a very important point for the budding homeopaths. Then, the way you have classified and you have explained all the medicines which are related to diabetes mellitus, the prevalence as well as hypertension, the rubrics also, the prevalence of the diseases, the percentage in which the diseases are prevailing in the world. So it was a very, very informative yet a very comprehensive explanation of such difficult topic or subject, which is difficult to in practice, especially for the young homeopaths. So it was very informative, sir. You explained how to select the medicines, and not only that, but a very important part, the posology. Because many a times I have seen, as a teacher also, I have seen students who get confused in deciding the posology also, and which is not very properly explained in many books. So it was very useful for the doctors or the our students who will be deciding the posology in future. So thank you very much, sir, for such a comprehensive presentation. Now see, sir, just to say the word thanks is not enough. After the lockdown, after this pandemic, we have not stopped, and we keep on telling that nothing can stop us by the lectures online as well as by these webinars. But such webinars are possible because of people like you, that who the teacher in you is always ready to spread the knowledge. So we are thankful to you because of people like you, eminent personalities like you, that we are able to conduct such webinars. So from the bottom of my heart, I am thanking you, sir. It's a gesture of appreciation from all of us. Then I would like to thank, I'll take this opportunity to thank our management, our leaders who are always motivating us for such webinars, providing whatever is needed for such webinars. So they motivate us constantly, they provide us with all what is needed. So thankful to the management of Parul University. I'm also thankful to the technical team, which is headed by Mr. Brijesh Acharya as well as by Mr. Kubani, and who are responsible for flawless broadcast of this webinar. And of course, I thank our core members, that is the three principals of the sister colleges of Parul University, Dr. Purav Desai, Dr. Panda sir, and Dr. Hitat Mehta sir. And lastly, I thank all the viewers of the webinars, the students, faculties, and all other viewers who are motivating us to do more and more to give as much best as possible. Once again, thanks a lot, Mishra sir, for joining us, and we will look forward to hear to you again also. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
sir.
ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
your kind words.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.